As you know, Texas is a state deeply rooted in tradition, and one of those is quilting, which dates back to the founding of the Republic in this state. It's so popular that the International Quilt Festival is the second biggest revenue maker for the George R. Brown Convention Center every year. Of course, that's pre-COVID. Whether you're an experienced pro or ready to begin your journey, Cupcake Quilts has everything you need. I spoke with Stacy Johnson and Kelly Fontenot about how they got started and the fun quilting event coming soon. Stacy and Kelly, I think a lot of people are always surprised to hear that usually every year the biggest festival of its kind in the world is held right here, the Quilting Festival, and people are still quilting? Yes, people are still quilting. When did you first start, Stacy?
I started when I was about 8 years old. Both my mom and my grandmother sewed. Now they weren't quilters, so I learned garment sewing first. But I was a great fashion designer with Barbies. I looked into quilting when I was about 40. I worked at It's a Stitch and was able to learn a lot from a woman who's still employed by Cupcake today, Nancy Altsman. She's one of our fabulous teachers, and she's a great quilter, so I attribute much of my quilting success at the start to her.
I grew up with them because my mom used to make them during the Great Depression with her mother, and so when I look at a quilt, it's more than just a blanket, if you will. For me, I looked at patience, time, friendship, and history.
Yes. So you're getting fabrics from people that you care about at stores that you care about. It's kind of a traveling tradition to shop local quilt stores. So not only the memories from when you pick up those fabrics, but then the time, dedication, and talent it takes to create works of art using those fabrics, heirloom sewing and these vintage quilts. They really carry a memory from generation to generation.
Tell me what Cupcake Quilts is and the decision to open it.
I started in my dining room and was an online store for about a year. We set up a booth at the International Quilt Festival and made it look like an outside of a vintage cupcake shop, and everyone was asking where our brick and mortar store was. And I love the women who'd come in and say, I've been to your store, it's fabulous, I can't wait to go back. And I went, okay, well, I guess I better find one, because they hadn't been to my store. So we worked to get the Little Red Schoolhouse in Old Town Spring, had a few bolts, had a classroom in the back, and long arm for the public, an education program. And then we're fortunate enough to get a Bernina dealership.
Wait, did you say Bernina? Did you say the Mercedes, the BMW of sewing machines?
Yes. We were Rookie of the Year out of the start gate and have maintained in the top 10 dealership for the country. We were also able to purchase the assets of It's a Stitch and took over the location here in Humboldt, which is where we're coming to you from today.
We are so excited to announce that we have outgrown our Old Town Spring location and have taken on 20,000 square feet next to Academy and Splashtown on the corner of I-45 and Spring Cypress.
Been easy access and parking. We've been listening, ladies. We know that that's important to you, so now you can roll right in with your sewing machines, and it'll be fabulous.
You know, quilting in itself is almost like a communal type of thing that we know people have done over the years. And that community rose to the occasion when we said, for example, hey, we need masks. You all stepped up and helped get masks out there because you had sewers.
We did a community pool to distribute masks to not only the frontline healthcare workers, but teachers need them too. There's a whole wealth of people that needed that kind of protection instantaneously. The joy of the fabrics that we offer is that it's a high quality fabric. So where a lot of the masks have 3 layers, you can use a quilting fabric and only use 2, and you still get that kind of safety.
You mentioned teachers. We still have home ec classes that you all are involved with.
So school business is kind of my passion. We service school districts throughout the greater Houston area. If there's a technology course or fashion design, we supply Berninas and other machines to the classroom and support teachers. Not only do we provide the machines, but we provide the backup education so that they can go and bestow quilting to the next generation.
We're involved with Arrow Ministries and their work that they do rehabbing young ladies who have been caught up in the sex trafficking industry, and we provide sewing machine and fabrics. It's kind of a part of the therapeutic process to teach them how to sew. And our big push is with our Quiltapalooza, and with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, 10% of all our ticket sales are going to the Vera Bradley Foundation. which is near and dear to our heart because our general manager is a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and 83 cents on the dollar goes to research with Vera Bradley Foundation.
Kelly, tell us what that Quiltapalooza will involve.
It's going to be an online virtual event where we will have educators zooming in from all over the country. Some are going to come in-house with us, which we're really excited about. We'll be delivering 3 days worth of content. Some national educators, Krista Watson, Krista Mosier, Sylvain, who's famous with Bernina. So we invite everyone to check us out on our website and sign up for our Quiltapalooza. There's a lot in store and there's stuff for everyone, whether you quilt or you embroider or you're into heirloom sewing or handwork, paper piecing. We have something for everyone. Whether you're a beginner and you don't know what any of this is, or you want to take your talent up a notch, we're going to have something for you.
So the person who says, I can't even sew on a button, but I'm so interested in quilting, what do you say to them to get them to at least start?
We really recommend they start with pre-cut fabric cut into different shapes and strips and sizes. For example, the easiest thing I have them do is start with a charm pack and sew those together to practice their 1/4-inch seam, which is very important for quilting, and then move on to our beginning quilting class with Miss Nancy, and she takes them really from start to finish and teaches them lots of the basic techniques that you need to build on as you move forward in your quilting career.
Today you can be doing clothes for your Barbie, tomorrow clothes for the whole family.
Exactly.
Ladies, thank you. And for more information on Cupcake Quilts, including their Quiltapalooza virtual show and their new location, log on to cupcakequilts.com or give them a call. This number here, 281-528-2929, 281-528-2929.